Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. My name is Candace. I'm the class supervisor for OR461. That's 461 classes that's graduated on this campus. I want to say thank you to everybody who's joining us. So wonderful to see live faces, as well as everybody that is doing the live stream. You're joining us today on the Oregon campus in the Visitor Center. This is a really wonderful day, not only for me, but definitely for 4 people in the audience that have spent the last 2 weeks working very hard to get where they are today. We have a couple of people who've never had guide dogs before, and so they had to learn how to go from their old mobility tool, say a long cane, to working with a guide. Pretty difficult considering when you're working with a cane, you're finding every crack in the sidewalk, whereas with a dog, you're not finding any of that. So kudos for you guys. A lot of work. Good job. The other two have had several dogs before, and you'd think, oh, it's easy. They're just going to transfer over to a new dog. No, it's not like going from one car to another. This is more like I have to learn how this dog thinks and what it likes and how it works. And then also you have to let go of that last dog, and that's not easy. So I want to give them kudos also. So thank you, all 4 of you. Good job. So we put them through a lot of work the last 2 weeks. Everything from you've got to be up first thing in the morning to take care of your dog's needs before you take care of yours. And then you are off on to a day of working out in the field. I mean, we were working in the Sellwood area, Clackamas Town Center, Gresham. We did routes at night. We did routes where there were no sidewalks, where people actually just worked in the street. That's part of the training. So they got all of that and only 1 day off. So the one thing I have to absolutely say with this class, and I said it to them this morning, I'm going to repeat it now, having 4 people in an area for 2 weeks in close quarters, it's hard. And you guys were so wonderful. Your attitudes were fantastic. You were so supportive of each other. Thank you for making this a great class. How about a hand? The other group I really want to thank today are the puppy raisers. Now the puppy raisers, they get this cute, adorable little fuzzy puppy. It comes with that wonderful new car smell, puppy breath. They also have sharp teeth. And they may have taken out a pair of mom's shoes, maybe done some landscaping in the yard, potentially took care of some kids' homework. But by the time you're done with them, those dogs are the most wonderfully well-balanced dogs that can go just about anywhere. And without you, we could not do it. I mean, honestly, there is no way we could do this job without the puppy racers. So how about a big round of applause? So you may not know, or you may, this is our 80th anniversary, so we are pretty old school. We've been around for a while, and we couldn't do it without certain groups. One of the groups are donors. We do not get any government funding, so I really want to put out to all of the donors, thank you very much. I also want to say thank you to the volunteers. We have volunteers that come in and help with the dogs. We have volunteers that work in the administration building. We have volunteers that get up at very, very early hours and drive our clients to and from the airport. And I'm thinking of somebody in the back there, Alan, who's going to be getting here very early tomorrow to take some of our clients to the airport. So without the volunteers, the donors, this organization would not be here. So thank you very, very much. There's another group I want to thank, and that would be our staff members. We have a huge group of people that work down in the kennels that are sitting over here to my left, and they take care of the dogs during the day when the instructors are out, or on the weekends. They keep them happy and healthy, so without them, it would be very difficult. And the last group I want to say thank you to are the instructors. And yes, I'm making you guys come up on stage. Come on. Caitlin is, she is just finishing off her apprenticeship, and she's going to be qualified very soon, so. And next to her is Carly. Carly is on the opposite end. She is a first-year apprentice and doing an awesome job. So she's just learning the ropes, but she's doing awesome about it. And then Lanny Joe, who is a master instructor and 10, 12, 16. I was 16 years of experience right there. All right, thank you, ladies. So next, we're going to watch a very short video, and then after the video, Caitlin is going to come back up on stage and introduce the clients. Thank you, everyone.
Logos, Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International.
Hello, I'm Noah Wiley.
A mama nurses a litter.
There's a special magic about guide dogs for the blind.
Puppy bellies and wiggling tails.
Some might say it's the dogs.
Puppies squirm in a pile.
These courageous guides who change people's lives.
2 black puppies at a gate. Outside, a woman hugs her guide dog.
There's magic in the people too.
A man walks with his dog. An older puppy licks a woman's cheek.
Like the volunteer puppy raisers.
Volunteers with puppies.
Who socialize and care for puppies in their homes.
Out walking in their neighborhood.
Encouraging them to explore new surroundings.
Riding the train.
And giving them love and guidance.
In the park.
To help prepare them to be a guide dog.
And in a group at the airport.
And when it's time, part ways so that the puppy they have raised can go on to change someone's life.
A team on a city sidewalk.
When dogs return to our campuses, our world-class instructors work their magic to maximize each dog's potential to become highly skilled, smart, and loving companions.
Instructors with dogs.
Teaching each dog how to safely guide someone who is blind or visually impaired through the world when they're at home.
Relaxing by a fireplace.
Hiking.
On a forest trail.
Visiting friends.
At a picnic table.
Catching a plane.
Navigating baggage claim.
Heading downtown.
In a city crosswalk.
Across town.
Along a riverfront.
Taking public transportation.
At a train station.
Or heading to work.
Riding an escalator.
They will even disobey a command if it means keeping their handlers safe.
People with guides in their neighborhoods.
Those who are on the other end of the harness might say the magic is there, moving freely through the world with ease, confidence, and independence. Along the way, helping them develop new relationships, connect with new people, building stronger, more compassionate communities.
A group of people with their guide dogs in Chinatown.
We know there is magic in these partnerships.
A woman hugs her dog.
The bonds that are formed.
Another kisses her dog's head.
The places they go.
A group of people and guide dogs at the Golden Gate Bridge.
The dreams that come true.
A woman leads small boys on a walk with her dog.
It's in the care.
Playing in a yard.
The friendship.
A woman pets a dog.
The lifetime of love.
Lying in her lap.
It's the ability to live a fuller life without limits.
A woman scales an indoor climbing wall.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, you are part of an amazing community that works together to make these partnerships possible at no cost to our clients.
Vets give checkups.
A community that helps us care for the health of our dogs over their lifetime. A community that provides the necessary training to help prepare potential clients for the guide dog lifestyle.
Instructors with clients.
A community that gives children in our youth programs the opportunity to experience the magic of a guide dog, to see if having a dog may be right for them.
Children interact and play with dogs.
A community that makes dreams of inclusion, enhanced confidence,
Clients walk with dogs.
mobility, independence, and companionship come true.
A man with his dog on the beach.
That's the magic of Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Share an orange sunset.
And it's all because of you.
He hugs his dog. Blackout. Logos. Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International. The light fades to black. Logos. Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International. The light fades to black.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. As Candace just said earlier, my name is Caitlin Merrill, and I'm was one of the instructors for OR461. And I'm so pleased to have the privilege of introducing everybody today. So without further ado, I would love to just kick this all off and introduce our first graduate today. And her name is Kristen Ingalls. Kristen is from San Jose, California, and today she is receiving Bestie, a female yellow Labrador retriever raised by Jordan Losak of Grapevine, Texas. And today, Kristen and Bestie are being sponsored by the Danford Foundation of San Carlos, California. Bestie is Kristen's first guide dog. She lives in San Jose with her husband, daughter, and 8-year-old Labrador, Danny. In her free time, Kristen loves volunteering at her daughter's school and spending time with her family. She's looking forward to getting out and about with her new guide, Bestie.
Yes, this has been quite the 2 weeks of training, and I just want to thank everyone who makes this program possible, from Guide Dogs for the Blind. Losing my vision was a real, I lost my confidence. I lost my confidence quite a bit, when I lost my vision. Did you sit? And this 2 weeks, it's been amazing to see and be reminded of what I can really do. You lose confidence and you got isolated, and I can tell you these last 2 weeks I have been out and out and out, and department stores, trails, grocery stores and malls, and I can't believe it. And she's kept me safe through the whole thing, and she's so smart, and I can only imagine that all of that has to have started with her puppy raiser, Jordan, who I'm so glad I got to meet her today. Without her and showing Bestie what she can be in the world, she and I would not be here. I feel like I'm going to cry. But thank you all so much. I can't name all of you, but especially my trainer, Carly, and Lanny Joe, for all your patience and guidance and taking us from 0 to 60 in 2 weeks. We're on our way. I'll give it to Jordan.
Bestie was my first puppy in training, and throughout the time that I had with her training and watching her grow up to learn the ropes of a guide dog has been truly rewarding. And her graduating today with Kristen is so cool to watch them go out into the world together, and Bestie truly lives up to her name, and I can't wait to see the freedom that Bestie gives Kristen on their new life and journey home.
And Jordan, I would like to present this certificate on behalf of Guide Dogs to say thank you for raising Bestie. Thank you so much. Okay, up next we have Miss Brianne Kochwar of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Brianne is receiving Forge, a male black Labrador retriever raised by Taylor Jackson of Colbert, Washington. Brianne currently lives at home in Albuquerque, and Forge is her third guide dog. Back home, Brianne enjoys working with the children at her church and looks forward to introducing them to her new guide.
Thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you, Taylor, for raising my sweet boy. And who would have thought that I would have 2 out of my 3 guides be raised in the same puppy club? So that's pretty amazing. I don't know how common that is, and I also didn't think that anybody could top Melville, but we sure did top Melville. And I want to thank my classmates, my graduation mates, the 3 ladies. We had so much fun and a lot of laughs and a lot of good memories the past 2 weeks. And especially thank you to my trainers, Carly and Lanny Joe, for their encouragement and helping me know that I can handle Forge. So this is amazing. So thank you, everybody, for everything you do.
So Forge was my first puppy, and he was quite a handful, I will say. But, you know, after taking him to school at 5 months old, I just realized how capable he was of everything. And I know that you will really enjoy Forge. And I don't know how smart how he got this smart, because he slept through most of his classes, I will say. I think the teachers just gave him a pass because he was so cute, but you're gonna enjoy him. He's a great dog. And I'm just so glad that, you know, you have this new freedom with him. And yeah. So thank you, everyone.
And Taylor, we would also love to present you the certificate on behalf of Guide Dogs to say thank you for raising Forge. Up next, we have Nancy Moore of Port St. Lucie, Florida. Nancy is receiving Galen, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Megan and Alex Minkovich of Powell Butte, Oregon. Nancy's family is so excited to welcome Galen to their family, and Nancy shared a lovely statement with me to express how she felt with her new guide. She said, "The horizons ahead of us are unlimited, and as a team, we will reach for the stars."
I want to thank Guide Dogs and the instructors and all the staff here and the volunteers, and especially my puppy raiser. This has been a challenge for me. I didn't know if I had it in me to do it, but I did. And I survived the 2 weeks, and I loved it, and made so many wonderful memories of the whole staff here. And I know the horizons are going to open, and I'm going to continue to live life to the fullest. I love dancing. Galen will go with me. I love cooking. I love outdoors and walking, and we've been doing that already. So thank you all for giving me my freedoms back. And thank you, the puppy raiser.
Oh, you betcha. So Galen is the 16th puppy we've raised, which means Lonnie Jo raised my first puppy. No, trained my first graduate. That was a long time ago. I had to take some notes because our last 4 guides have graduated in a pandemic or in in-home training, so we haven't been here in a while. So one, I just really want to thank the staff. I know we get a lot of credit as puppy raisers, but in fairness, like the breeding and what these dogs come to us with is pretty amazing, and it's like makes our job easy, I think. Galen is a pretty special little dude. We're not going to cry, Nancy. No, we're not. When we picked him up, it was a challenge, like nothing I've ever experienced before. I flew to California in the pandemic to get him. The handoff is at San Francisco Airport, and I just take him and I get back on a plane and fly home. Except there were wildfires all over Oregon, and Galen and I were suddenly stranded. And we had to very quickly pivot to staying with a friend in San Francisco who had 2 French bulldogs, to having guide dogs bring us food, a crate, and I literally had nothing. I had my backpack and a Sherpa. There were no flights to get us to Bend, so we had to fly to Portland the next day, where my husband had to drive over and get us and drive us home. And this puppy, at 9 weeks old, like just did it all in stride. And we got home, and I said to Alex, and he even said, he says, "Wow, I think like we got a really good one this time." And I'm like, they're all good. But he was so good. A couple months later, I called Guide Dogs and I said, You shouldn't neuter this puppy. He's too good. He has the best temperament. He could make an amazing stud dog for guide dogs. And eventually, Galen decides his job is a guide, and this is what he's meant to do. But he is an amazing pup. He traveled probably 50,000 air miles with me for a year, going everywhere from meetings all day long at my office to the Vegas Strip, which I've never asked a puppy to do. And he's the only one I would trust to do it. But he is amazing. They're going to make an amazing team. They're already off to a phenomenal start, and I can't wait to see where they go in the world. And Alex and I made a donation this morning to cover Galen's harness in celebration of your graduation. So thank you.
And Megan, I would love to give you this certificate on behalf of Guide Dogs to you and Alex for raising Galen. Thank you so much. And finally today, our last client, Kathy Olivieri, will be graduating today. Kathy is from Menifee, California. Kathy is receiving Kiefer, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Victoria, Levi, Charlotte, Luke, Kate, and Emma Hopt of Milkatiu, Washington. Today, Kathy and Kiefer are being sponsored by the Carl E. Wynn Foundation of Los Angeles, California. Kathy has 5 boys and has always had labs in the house. Their dogs have been an integral part of their family. They haven't had any dogs in their home for about 3 years, and Kathy is so looking forward to making more memories with her new best friend.
I'm very rarely at a loss for words, but I am. These people did an amazing job with Kiefer. He's everything that I needed. He's so well-mannered. And they have put so much love into him. Guide Dogs for the Blind is an amazing place. There is so much compassion and knowledge and love. Lay down. That goes through. Excuse me just a moment. Kiefer, heel. Yes, I would love a tissue. Kiefer and I are going to enjoy a lot of things together. We're already a really great team, and this just wouldn't be possible without Guide Dogs. And I'm just really, really, really grateful to all of you. Thank you, Caitlin, for your patience and your guidance. And anyways, thank you very much.
We've really enjoyed raising Kiefer. He was just what we needed during the pandemic. As you see, our whole family was involved in raising him. And we really are inspired by the phrase that Guide Dogs uses to raise a puppy and change a life. And for us, Kiefer has already changed 6 lives. He's meant a lot to us, and he's been wonderful in our home, really patient with us. And he's not our first. We've raised 3 Guide Dogs, and he has just been wonderful, and we've really enjoyed it. We're grateful to be able to have a new friend in Kathy and to see them bond so well together. And we're grateful that we're able to make a sacrifice to help her life, and would do it again if we could. Thank you.
Down this way. And we would also like to present the Hopt family our certificate on behalf of Guide Dogs to say thank you so much for raising Kiefer. Thank you all. Yep. Excellent. Can we have one more round of applause for all of our graduates and puppy raisers today, please? And now I would love to pass it back over to Candace to present today's dog demonstration.
Thank you, Caitlin. Well, I just want to say a special thank you to Kristen, Bree, Nancy, Kathy, you did it. I told you you could. All right, today we're going to do a little demonstration. And Carly has a yellow Labrador named Light with her. And she's going to describe, or visually describe, how to train a dog to find something using a clicker. She's going to start with some basic obedience. And while she does that, you're going to note that when the dog performs the task, she's going to click it, denoting to the dog, marking that behavior. It bridges between the moment the dog's rear end touches the ground to the moment the food comes to its mouth. So the dog starts thinking, what can I do to make that lovely little box deliver food to me again? What can I do to get that click to happen? So you can see he's like, yeah, bring it on. I'll do more. Just keep feeding me. So this is how we teach them to do things like stop at curbs or find a pole or find a bench, as we're going to do through this one. And also, obviously, how to do obedience. Now, this dog is displaying basic obedience that he's already known, so we would have actually let go of using the clicker, but for this demonstration, she is using it. Right now, she's going to try something new. She's teaching the dog to target her hand. She makes a fist, the dog touches the fist, she clicks, the dog gets the reward. As she does that, she's going to get herself closer and closer to this bench so that the dog eventually will reach the bench. Excuse me. The dog has already been taught to find the hand and follow the hand, and will very quickly realize that the hand really isn't the target, it's more of the bench. And you saw that time the dog actually started looking at the bench prior to her even getting her hand out there. Once she really feels like it's there, and she may make several attempts at it before she makes the next step to pick up the handle, which she just did. So in this case, the dog started beating it to her, so she just grabbed the handle as she went just to make sure it would happen. So this time, she has the handle up. She doesn't even bring her hand out. The dog says, oh, I'm supposed to find the bench. And now her next step is, as we call, raising the criteria. She's backing farther and farther away. And every time the dog's going, oh, I will get fed if I find this bench. She keeps going a little farther back. And the dog's like, oh, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. Here you go. Great, great. So as she does this, she is really teaching the dog a really solid skill. And it's so much better to show a dog what you want multiple times as opposed to letting it figure it out on its own. And you can see on this last one, the dog is really pulling towards the bench. Let's see how she does if the bench is out of the dog's sight, maybe at the bottom of the steps. So she goes down the steps. She's going to pick up the handle. Now the dog has to put together a couple of things, going up the steps stay safely and right back to that bench. What do you think? Do you think if she puts the dog way away from the steps, if it'll do it? Yeah. All right, Carly, we're going to put a test to you. Here's the big thing. The dog needs to stop at the elevation change of the steps because we do not want the dog charging up the steps without the client knowing. And the dog did exactly that. You notice she clicked at that, so she's marking the location saying, yes, that's correct. Excellent. All right, let's give her a hand. And now she's sitting to prove to the dog, thank you for finding the bench. Thank you, Carly, and thank you, Light. All right, this concludes our ceremony. I just want to throw out there, if anybody is interested in the audience or on our live stream that you would like to help out with our program, please find one of the staff members, ask us, or go on to guidedogs.com. We are always looking for volunteers, people who can house dogs as foster homes, if you're interested in donating any of those things. Thank you very much. One last note, we do have a gift shop. It is open, so if you'd like, feel free to go over. Thank you, everybody.